In this video, we're going to walk through how to add a new user inside of Monolith. First thing we're going to do is in the left-hand menu here, we're going to go into the Organization tab and click on Team Management. This is going to bring up a list of any existing users we already have inside of our Monolith tenant with some quick information about them. For example, their name, email address, what role they have, what office they're located in, and whether they're active or deactivated. And in this table, we also have filters. So if you only wanted to see super admins, for example, you could set up a filter to do that. Or if you're looking for a specific user, so we have a lot of users here. So for example, if I wanted to find me, we can type in the search bar and search for a particular user that way. And we can also sort these columns as well by just clicking on the column header. So if you want to see these in a different view, you can do that as well. But back to the task at hand. To create a new user, what we're going to do is click on this new user button here at the top left. And here we can enter in their information. So I'll just create a fake person here. Looks like my password generator is auto-populating this information, but you'll of course want to enter in this user's email. So I'm just going to enter in fake email here. And something else that Monolith will do as well is you can leave this password field blank if you wanted to auto-generate or if you wanted to type something. So if I'm just typing some numbers here and I wanted to take a look at what I typed, you can click on this I to kind of hide and show that as you need. I'm actually going to delete this and let Monolith auto-generate the password here. And now we can select what office this person is in. We'll just say Calgary. And we can select a role. So when you click on this drop down here, Monolith's going to give you a little explanation of what each role is. And we have a few basic levels. The roles that you'll see here also may vary if you have custom user roles set up inside of your Monolith. But the basic ones that you will most likely see are super admin, which is kind of access to everything. And then we have an admin below that who has access to almost everything, but not quite as much as the super admin. And then a user is just your regular old normal access. And again, if you have custom roles set up inside your Monolith, you may see some additional things here. But we do populate whatever the brief explanation is for that particular role here. So you should be able to read this and just get a kind of an idea of what they will get access to based on the role you select. So I'm just going to make this person a basic user. And observer status. So what this means is if they are able to make edits, so that would be write access, or if you want them to be able to log into Monolith and not be able to make any edits or add any new information, you could also set this to read only. And that's just a way to further kind of manage permissions if you need that level of kind of granular permissions for whatever users you're adding in for this. I'll go ahead and make this one. I'll just make it for write access. Okay, and then we'll click Create User. You can see Monolith has showed us that the user is created. And if we go take a look at that user, we can click on this, and this is just going to show us the information about that particular user. And here, if you're a super admin, which I am inside of Monolith, you'll have a couple of options. You could send a password reset email, you can send a reset for the MFA, and you also have the ability to deactivate the user. So if you don't have a user, let's say they leave your team and you need to make sure they don't have access to anything in Monolith anymore, you can click deactivate, and that user will no longer have access. And that is how to add a new user inside of Monolith. Thanks for watching.